Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. We're here at Kehilath Jeshurun in New York City, where last night a devastating 4-alarm fire ripped through the synagogue. And as you can see, it was a devastating fire which started at the roof where construction was happening and worked its way down, literally destroying the sanctuary. Let's take a closer look. Tell us the situation here.
Okay, we had a fire in the synagogue with some communication. The fire spread to the high-rise adjacent to it, and it was a fourth alarm.
What does that mean, like a fourth alarm fire?
Well, it was multiple alarms where we had a call over, I'd say 30 units here to fight the fire and then for relief.
And you know, when you go into a fire, you never know what's going to happen. Is there any evidence of foul play or?
It's as with all large fires, it's under investigation by the fire marshals. Okay, we were worried about collapse. We didn't have any collapse. The buildings department is taking a look at the synagogue now, and they said it's structurally sound at this moment.
When you spoke to some of your colleagues, what was their first impressions when they walked in?
It was a large body of fire on arrival, which is unusual. Okay, so I know the building had construction, so it wasn't occupied at the time. That might have been a cause of delay in the alarm.
What are some things that people can prevent, like these type of? Are there any ways to prevent these types of fires?
Well, especially buildings that are under construction should have a watch guard here on the scene and make sure that all equipment is turned off when they leave for the workday.
And did that happen here?
We don't know.
We don't know. This has been a difficult couple of hours. Tell us a little bit about first call at this this devastating fire. Your reaction.
I got a call from Kenny Rockland at about 8:15 last night. I was just getting back from a Shiva call in a house of mourning in Riverdale. And he said, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm at 90th and 1st. He said, "I don't want to frighten you, but please come immediately to 85th and Lexington." And my first thought as I was driving there was, God forbid, maybe it's a person who was badly hurt or God knows what. And when I came here and saw the smoke, I was horrified, but I was grateful that it was only a building burning and not a person's life that was lost.
Sure. And the building has been under construction, and you've been holding service.
It's been under renovation. We've been holding services across the street in the Ramaz Middle School. So the immediate dislocation for us is not significant, but our whole present and future has changed in a matter of minutes.
Right. And how has the community come out?
The community has been fantastic. I think half the membership of the congregation was on Lexington and 85th Street. And I've gotten hundreds of emails and calls and offers of help and even checks and a commitment from one wonderful generous donor. He said, "I'll rebuild the roof. I'm a roof person."
That's nice.
So it's been, I have no doubt that the community will rebuild this synagogue and it will be, please God, more beautiful than ever.
Yeah, and it's been amazing, speaking to firefighters that helped tremendously in this.
The fire department of New York was heroic. I thank God. I think there was one who was hurt. I'm not sure exactly how. Everybody else came through. There was no loss of life. The police were fabulous. The Department of Buildings has been terrific. They've already been through both buildings, the synagogue and the school. They gave us a somewhat better report on the synagogue than we actually thought. Remains to be seen.
Right. Have you been inside?
No, I'm not allowed to go.
No, that's it. Okay.
I'm not allowed to go.
Right. So you're a congregant, and obviously this is a devastating experience. What are some of your thoughts?
It's a devastating experience, as you say. It's I'm not just a congregant. My family's been in this synagogue for 7 generations. I'm the 5th. My children and grandchildren are the 6th and the 7th. You know, we're KJ Ramaz people, and this is the center of our religious and educational life. It took quite a blow.
And how did you hear about the fire?
It's still standing, but
yeah,
it took quite
sure.
a blow.
And how did you hear about the fire?
Somebody called me and said they just got the call. They were on their way up to see it. I actually live in Westchester. Then it was all over the news.
So what are your thoughts?
Terrible. It's an accident.
Who knows? I don't know.
You never know.
We don't have any confirmed proof of what happened exactly. You know, the fire started on top. Negligence has to be something of that nature. Some negligence by the workers, left probably, like my friend says, a cigarette somewhere. At 5 o'clock when they left, 8:30 started.
Right.
Well, we wait to hear from the fire marshals to see what they say.
Right.
Did you hear anything? No, you don't know anything.
Yeah. And how did you hear about it?
I was coming by here last night. I saw it.
Yeah. And what was your first impressions when you saw the fire?
I heard
Well,
on
at that
the radio.
point, they had the flames were out, but there were trucks all over. A lot of fire people.
Yeah.
Be a short service of psalms, and I'll say a few words. I hope that you will join with us. First, Cantor Mayor Davis will chant the 23rd Psalm in Hebrew.
Mizmor leDavid, Adonai roi la'asmo, binos deshe yarebitzei, almei menuchos.
Song of Ascents. I lift up my eyes up to the hills. From where will my help come?
My help comes from the Lord, maker of heaven and earth.
He will not let your foot stumble. He who guards you does not slumber.
See, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps.
The Lord is your guardian. The Lord is your shade at your right hand.
The sun will not strike you by day, nor the moon by night.
The Lord will guard you from all harm. He will guard your life.
The Lord will guard your going and coming now and forevermore.
Rabbi Eli Weinstock.
Shir Hamalos LeDavid, Samachti B'Yomim Li Beis Adonai Nelech. Yerushalayim Habnuya, Kir Shechu Brach Yachdav.
Mrs. Judith Fagan, the head of School of Ramaz, will lead the responsive reading of the 2nd Psalm in English.
A song of ascents. I rejoiced when they said to me, let us go to the house of the Lord.
Our feet stood within your gates, Jerusalem, Jerusalem built as a city joined together.
There the tribes went up, the tribes of the Lord, as a testimony to Israel, to give thanks to the name of the Lord.
Rabbi Alexander K.
Shir Hamalos LeDavid, Lulei Adonai Shehaya Lanu Yomarna Yisrael. Azai Hayim Belounu Bacharos Apam Banu. Azai.
Finally, Gila Platenik, our congregational scholar.
A song of ascents of David. Had the Lord not been on our side, let Israel say it. Had the Lord not been on our side, when men rose up against us, they would have swallowed us alive when their anger raged against us.
The waters would have engulfed us, the tide would have swept over us,
Blessed be the Lord, who did not leave us as prey for their teeth.
You escaped like a bird from the fowler's trap, trapped our boat
Our help is in the name of the Lord, maker of heaven and earth.
That last song, in a certain sense, says it all. We stand here in the presence of miracles. Those of us who were here last night know what was raging just behind me. The flames leaping toward the sky, the black smoke billowing toward the heavens. It looked like the end of the synagogue, and who could possibly guess where it might spread? But we do live at a time of miracles. Miracles from God and miracles from God's servants here on earth. In particular, the heroic action of the fire department of New York. A fire department that has had to try to extinguish flames in many, many places, including almost 10 years ago, this September, on 9/11, when 9 of our brothers in the fire department on the other side of Lexington Avenue died trying to save people in the Twin Towers. Thank God, essentially no one was hurt this time. And the flames were extinguished. Thank God the police department came to our aid and organized everything in the most respectful and efficient way. And thank God the Department of Buildings, which takes a lot of flack. Everyone has problems with the Department of Buildings. But they were here this morning to go through the synagogue and the Ramaz lower school and give us an initial report that was somewhat more favorable than what we thought the report would be last night. Let me say that last night was a disaster, but it wasn't a tragedy. A tragedy is when people's lives are lost, because lives can never be replaced. A calamity, a disaster, is when bricks and mortar are lost. But bricks and mortar can be replaced, and buildings can be rebuilt, and schools can be reopened. And that's what we're thinking about today, even as we thought about it last night. Now, it is our turn to follow the lead of the fire department and the police department and the Department of Buildings. We have a choice. We can be depressed or we can be determined. We can be resigned or we can be builders, resolute. The Talmud says that on the day the temple was destroyed, the Redeemer was born, which means that out of the disaster and the calamity and the ashes of destruction can come the seeds for reconstruction if we are determined to grow those seeds. So today we come together, yes, to mourn the calamity, yes, to praise the first responders, and most important of all, yes, together with the people of New York including everybody, including our non-Jewish and Jewish brothers and sisters, we come together determined to rebuild, to reinvigorate, and to recreate what we had and what we will, please God, have again.
Truly a devastating fire which has impacted the New York Jewish community. Luckily, nobody was hurt, and all the Torahs and holy scriptures were not damaged. This is Our Herman. Thanks for watching.